Hey everyone, Karen Dubs here, Flexible Warrior Yoga, Health and Wellness. I get so many requests for hamstrings, hips, heart openers, and flexibility in general. So we're going to do a segment that's specifically designed for people who are feeling tight and a little bit stressed, focusing on a little bit of heart opening as well as hips and hamstrings. So go ahead and start in a seated position. We're going to start with 3 deep breaths. So you can rest your hands down onto your knees or turn your palms to face up and bring your thumb and index finger together to touch. Bring awareness to your posture. So lift up through your chest and your heart, but relax your shoulders, gently draw in through the belly and down with the tailbone. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. As you breathe in, try to fill the lungs as completely as possible. And as you exhale, consciously dropping tension, letting go, and committing to this next little while for your flexibility and peace. Let's breathe in again. So deep breath in. Fill your lungs as completely as possible. And then a long, slow exhale, again, consciously relaxing your chest, your shoulders, and any tension that you're feeling in your jaw. One more time, huge breath in. Come on, really breathe in, create space in your body with your breath. And exhale, drop tension, let it all go with the out breath. Perfect. That only takes like 30 seconds, by the way, and it can make a huge difference. So do that on a regular basis, no matter where you are. Just breathe more deeply. 3 breath cycles. Short time out can make a big difference. Okay, go ahead and make your way to child's pose. We're going to drop the hips back onto the heels, drop the forehead down. And let's start actually by bringing the hands back by the feet and dropping the forehead to the mat. So drop any tension that you're feeling in your neck and your shoulders. We're going to rise up on the inhale. Take a big breath in as you reach all the way out and up and slightly back, opening the whole front line of the body. And then exhale back into child's pose. And do that again. So inhale, rising up. Big breath in, really reach up and out. This is great because it opens the whole front line of the body. You feel that stretch through the abs. So it's really important not only to have strong core, but also flexible. One more time, big breath in. Just getting a little bit of range of motion and warm up first. Okay, so go ahead and bring your hands right underneath your shoulders, knees right under the hips. We're going to move from cat and cow. So inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the rib cage, open the chin away from the chest. And exhale, tuck the tailbone around the spine, hollow the belly, and push your spine to the sky. So inhale, lift the tailbone, open the chest, open the heart. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the tailbone, and bring your chin to your chest. One more time through cat and cow. So cow, lifting the tailbone and dropping the rib cage, and then cat, rounding the spine and stretching the low back. Go ahead and come back to a neutral spine. We're going to walk the hands a little bit out in front of you, curl the toes under, and lift the hips up to the sky in downward dog. Bend the left knee, drop the right heel, get a good calf ankle stretch, and then pedal it out right and left. So if you have still been running quite a bit and the calves and the ankles are feeling tight, just take an opportunity to really pedal it out, get that good stretch through the calf muscles. So dropping both heels down, we're going to inhale, draw to plank. So a few warm-ups, just like 3 minutes or so of a warm-up. Really engage the core, open the heart, take a big breath in, and then exhale, bend the elbows, and lower all the way down to the mat. Inhale, point the toes, come up to a cobra pose, take a big breath in, and then exhale, curl the toes, lift back up, downward facing dog. Let's do that 2 more times. So inhale, draw forward, pause there in plank, really engaging the core, open the heart, shoulders back and down, really pull the belly in and up, and then shift to the toes, bend the elbows, lower all the way down to the mat. Inhale, point the toes, open the heart, collarbone broad, heart high, elbows down, and then curl the toes, lift up, downward facing dog. 1 more time. And yes, I am surrounded by 4 dogs. So downward dog is very appropriate, right? Such a good stretch, but when you're surrounded by dogs, it's like, maybe they'll join us in a downward dog. These are not all my dogs, by the way. This one over here is just a foster dog. So yeah, it's a little crazy to have 4 dogs, but what are you going to do? Curl the toes, lift up. One more time, downward dog for the dogs. Press through the palms, drop the heels, take a big breath in. And then go ahead and step your right foot up and through your hands. So if it didn't make it there on that first one, just grab onto it, make sure that knee is right out over the ankle. We're going to start with a straddle stretch next. So you're going to pivot to the side. I want you to turn the toes slightly in and the heels slightly out, and then walk the hands back in line with your feet so you can get that good stretch through the hamstrings. So shake out your head and your neck. And then if you want to add a chest expansion to this, a nice chest opener, heart opener, you can interlace your fingers behind your tailbone and then fall forward into a forward fold and straddle stretch. Take one more nice deep breath in and out through your nose. And as you exhale, drop any tension. You can shake your head no, shake your head yes. And then go ahead and release your fingertips down to the floor. Straighten your arms and walk back around to your front foot. So we're going to come into a three-legged downward dog here. So from this lunge position, you're going to take that foot that's in front and just send it straight up to the sky in a three-legged dog. So the right foot is really reaching up to the sky. And then from there, you're going to bring the right knee and bring it into the right wrist and come into pigeon stretch. So great hip opener. Bring the forearms down if you like. And if you want to, you can actually drop your forehead all the way down to rest onto your hands. So that's just a preference thing. Depends on what really feels good in your body. So if you want to stay propped up on the forearms here, perfectly good. Or spread the elbows out wide and drop the forehead to rest onto the hands. What's most important here is that you continue to breathe nice deep breaths. You're allowing that right hip to stretch and open up. So let's take one more nice deep breath in, wherever you're choosing to be. As you exhale, see if you can relax a little bit more, like really let go. And then go ahead and lift yourself all the way back up. Good, you're going to curl your left toes under. So your back toes are going to curl under, and you're going to step back to plank pose, right into the top of a push-up. You're going to lower all the way down to your mat. And I'm going to reach back and grab the top of your right foot in your right hand for a quad stretch. So to stretch out your right quad, just grab the top of your right foot into your right hand, and I want you to really squeeze the glutes and press your hip bones into the floor. Now as you're breathing here, hopefully you're breathing nice deep belly breaths, and you can really feel the breath come down into the belly, low into the lungs, and deep into the rib cage. Take one more nice deep breath in and out through your nose. And then go ahead and release that foot, curl your toes, and push straight back up into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and out through your nose, landing in your downward dog. And then we're going to get all that on the other side. So your left foot's going to step up and through your hands. Again, just help it forward if you need to so that your knee is right out over your ankle. And we're going to come into that straddle stretch again on the other side. So you're pivoting to the side. You want to turn your toes slightly in and your heels slightly out so that you have a little bit more traction and your ankles are in alignment. So from here, you can have your hands right underneath your shoulders, by the way, and just stay right here. If this is enough of a stretch for you, then by all means, just stay here. But otherwise, you can bend the elbows and let the forehead drop to the floor. And same option on this side. So if you want to, you can interlace your fingers behind your tailbone and then add that nice chest and heart opener. If that doesn't feel comfortable for you, too much strain in any way, feel free to release and just have your hands maybe back in line with your feet so you can get a little bit of a deeper stretch. Wherever you are, accept, practice acceptance, practice compassion for yourself, that's self-love. Take one more nice deep breath in, no judgment, no expectations, and go ahead and push through your hands and come up, and we're going to walk back around to your front foot. Just like that. We're going to go into that three-legged dog. So this front foot is going to go straight up to the sky, so go ahead and stand it straight up. Take a big breath in, and then coming into pigeon stretch on this side, releasing it down. So same option. So you're welcome to stay, you can actually even stay right here if that feels comfortable. You can bring your forearms down if you did that on the other side, or you can bend your elbows out to the side, create a little bit more space for yourself, and rest your forehead onto your forearms, onto the tops of your hands. So whatever feels good for you, that's what you should do. I want you to really start to practice more and more of that self-care and acknowledging you know, what feels good in my body? I don't have to do it just like somebody else is doing it. What works for me? And really honor and listen to that, okay? Take one more big breath in and out through your nose, and as you exhale, see if you can really drop that tension. Let it all go with the exhale. Perfect. And then go ahead and prop yourself up. Hands are shoulder width distance apart. You're going to curl your right toes under and step back to plank pose, right into the top of a push-up position, so you're really strong from the core. You feel like your heart is opening even here, so don't sludge down into the shoulders. Really push away and open the collarbone. Shift to the toes, release all the way down to your mat, and let's get that quad stretch on this side. So right forearm's going to be out in front of you, and you're going to reach back and grab the top of your left foot with your left hand and relax your forehead down to rest onto your forearm. Now, if you squeeze your glutes a little bit and kick your hip bones into the mat, you'll feel the stretch intensify. I'm going to give you an option here on this side to reach back and grab the top of the other foot and then come into bow pose. So if you really want to get a deep quad stretch, the whole front line of the body is opening here. Great heart opener. You can do both feet at the same time. Now, if that's not comfortable, you go back and you just do one foot at a time like we did in the first set. All right? And then go ahead and release that, and let's counterpose that in child's pose. So sit the hips back onto the heels, drop the forehead down, relax any tension that you're feeling in your back, and then go ahead and come up to hands and knees. So I'm going to turn to the side here for this next one. This is a little bit of balance and a little bit of a quad opener too. So we're going to start with your hands right underneath your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Your right foot's going to kick straight back. Your belly's going to pull in and up, and your left arm is going to stretch straight forward. And then from here, you're going to bend your right knee and reach back and grab the top of your right foot with your left hand. Now, it takes a little bit of, searching sometimes, but once you find your foot with your hand, you're going to kick your toes up to the ceiling, and you're going to get that great heart opener, chest opener on the left side, and quad stretch on the right side. Take one more nice deep breath here, really get that stretch. Of course, you're focusing your eyes and engaging your core at the same time. Deep breaths. And then release back into spinal balance, forward and back, and hand and knee come down. Let's switch sides. So left foot straight back, right arm straight forward, reaching forward and back. Belly in, eyes focused, and then bend your left knee, reach back with your right hand. Find your foot, and then once you find it, kick your toes to the ceiling and get that stretch through the left quad and the right shoulder. Keep breathing for one more breath, and then release back into spinal balance, reaching forward and back, and then hand and knee come down. Beautiful. One more time in that child's pose like we started. So dropping your forehead down. Think of bringing yourself into a tight little ball, like you're a seed in the ground. And in the winter time, the seeds are dormant, right? So you really want to kind of block out distraction and just focus on breathing and being peaceful and quiet in that tight little ball. And then from here, we're going to rise up. So you're going to engage the glutes. Big breath in, upward facing camel. So opening up the whole front line of the body, opening up the heart, opening up the abdominal wall. And then exhale, hands come to heart center, and you're going to go ahead and drop your hips back onto your heels and come into hero's pose. So we're just going to finish up like we started with a couple nice deep breaths. So stay with me here. It's important that you just finish that cycle. So hands to heart center, pause, belly in, heart high, eyes relaxed, closed. 3 deep breaths. Inhale nice and deep. Inhale. And exhale. Breathe in peace. Breathe in. Inhale. Exhale tension. One more time. Breathe in. Self-love, self-compassion. Breathe it in. Exhale again. Any judgment or expectation. Let go of all negative thinking. Beautiful job, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember, subscribe to my channel. If you're new here, you can hit the bell button in the top right corner. That way, when I post new videos, you'll get a notification. Feel free to send me any requests as well. And I do private sessions via Skype and FaceTime. So you're welcome to reach out to me, flexiblewarrior.com. Have a great day. Namaste.